I'm here on a spectacular Saturday morning at the Franklin battlefield here in Tennessee, and what you're looking at is the old Fountain Carter farm. And there's going to be some more ground reclaimed here on the Franklin battlefield. I'm going to have Joseph Ricci, the historian for the Battle of Franklin Trust, explain what's going to happen.
So right behind me is a building. It's on what we were calling the Depreche tract. It was owned for several years, several decades, and modifications have been made to this structure over time. But it's a post-World War II building that has sat here on the Franklin battlefield. We're just outside the federal entrenchments, the main line running just back over my right shoulder there. This building will cost us a total of about $5 million. This is through efforts through our nonprofit partners, Save the Franklin Battlefield, Franklin's Charge, and then through our friendships and our partnerships with the state of Tennessee and through our friends, the American Battlefield Trust. But we'll still need your help, generous donors, to try and close about a $3 million gap. Right now, what we can account for is some money that's already gone towards that gap, the $3 million gap. And then the rest of it so far has come from the state. We're holding out on the other half of a grant coming from the American Battlefields Protections Act. And that has put in towards the appraisal value of this building, $957,000 and another $957,000 to cover almost $2 million on the appraisal of this building. But we've still got to raise the other $3 to get to the $5 million. We have from now until October, so if you're feeling generous and you want to see a piece of ground over which General John Calvin Brown's Confederate division stormed over, racing towards the Carter farm, ground that soldiers from General George Wagner's division who were posted out front on the advance line would have raced back in hopes to try and make it to the safety of the earthworks. Right through this area comes George Washington Gordon and Otho Strahl's Confederate infantry brigades on the tail end of John Lane's Federal Brigade, making their way back into the works. This is a vital piece of ground. I would argue it's probably the most important piece of ground in American history that has not been saved yet. And if you look around at all of the work that's been done over the last almost 20 years in saving the Franklin battlefield, you know that this is the crown jewel of the battlefield. If we're looking at the crown, this is the last gemstone we need to put in there. So come. You can visit our website, boft.org/battlefield-reclamation. You can donate there.